Is it because there is no other platform for Gen Zs to kind of be part of a community? Compared to, let's say, Facebook?
I think it's the function itself, the function of Facebook, right? Because if you want to run a community, like, I think Facebook groups, the amount of features they have there, it just makes it amazing to run communities there, right? I mean, last time you used to have forums, right? On a website, you have your own forum.
I love forums.
Like, Reddit, you have, I think, Lawyer, and that is probably the Reddit for Malaysia, which is very active. People are still using it. Every time you Google for something, you end up on Lawyer.net or Reddit. So those forums are still there, but I think a lot of other forums have died out, right? Only the major ones are still surviving.
I remember MSN used to be, MSN communities.
I used to have my own forums as well. There's so many websites. I've tried to build so many communities. It lasted for a while, but you feel like, hey, Facebook group is so much easier because everybody is already on Facebook. It's so easy to just invite people. Like I said, right, again, to do it in a platform where the people are already there. So now for me to invite someone to a forum, to my website, ask them to sign up, create an account, join this community and come every day and log in, it's going to be way more challenging than inviting somebody to a Facebook group, because every day they're going to be on Facebook anyway, and the notifications are going to pop up, hey, somebody posted something in the group, and they're going to click and come in. So, I mean, it just makes it easier. I think that's what makes communities on Facebook much better and why people are still there.
I think Meta is also trying to create that same kind of experience on WhatsApp. Right? We're trying to build communities
and all that
on WhatsApp as well. So I don't know.
But I feel like this is just, I mean, in terms of the kind of content you can share and all, right? Just the Facebook groups just provide so many more tools. I think it's purely down to the functions and the tools that they provide.
Sure.
Because when you try to do it somewhere else, I mean, LinkedIn I think also has groups and all that, right? But it's just not the same, right? You don't get
also a different crowd. I mean, it's more of a professional
actually
crowd.
Right, the reason why I even joined Facebook itself, right, the first time I was on Friendster that time, right? Friendster, I don't know any of you watching know Friendster. So Friendster was probably the first social media network.
We're so old.
Oh yes,
talking about Friendster.
Yeah. People might get deceived a bit. They think I look young. They think I'm in my 30s, but no, I'm not. Way older than that. But yeah, see, I actually started my own. So this is something I haven't shared with a lot of people, right? So I actually built a social media platform long before MySpace and Friendster. So I could have been,
you could have been,
Mark Zuckerberg, but when you're poor, it's a bit different, right? We can't even afford to buy a domain name. So domain names at time used to be $35 US. I clearly remember, right? So this is like probably 1998, 1999. So I actually customized the guest book. So people our age will probably remember.
Yeah, the guest
book used to be a thing.
Yes.
So every website used to have like a guest book where people can sign off, right? They can leave their name and email address and say, hey, nice website, blah, blah, blah. Because that time you don't have commenting and all those things, right? So guest book was a thing. And a lot of websites, you can actually download like a guest book script and then link it to your HTML page, right? So I actually customized a guest book to turn it into like a social, because that time we had a concept of pen friends, right? Like pen pals, right? So you read a magazine, you see somebody's name and address, then you can write them a letter. They could be on the other side of the country, and we used
these
to do
days
that.
It's called stalker.
Yes. So last time people used to volunteer their information and their home addresses, their phone numbers. At that time, no mobile numbers, but house phone numbers. Yeah. And you can just say, hey, I like this person, I want to be their friend. Pen pals. You can write a letter. But I wasn't into that. So I had friends who were doing that. But to me, I find that a bit weird to write letters. I'm not a writing kind of person, right? But I like that idea. I think I probably wrote like one or two just to kind of see how it works. But to me, the digital option sounded way better, right? So I used the guest book to kind of create that same experience where you can now leave your name, address, or email address and all that if you want to find friends and people can connect with you. And it actually worked. So I had like hundreds of people who left their information. I contacted a lot of people at the time, of course using the home email address. We didn't have individual emails that time. We had one email address for the entire family. So you email people, they email back. So that was to me a very primitive social media network.
How many users did you get in the end?
A few hundred. So that was big at that point. But
not enough for Yahoo to buy you over.
No. Also, right, you don't have a domain name, right? There's no .com. So I thought like maybe I should put a brand on it. Couldn't afford $35 US. I was still in high school. So it was just under like a free domain, and just eventually I went to university and they shut it down. Now I regret, right? If I probably built on that and kept it alive, it may have turned into something better. Because after that, suddenly you heard of MySpace, Friendster, and all this coming in. So I was on Friendster. Then I was forced to join Facebook because all of my friends were organizing futsal events on Facebook, because Facebook had Facebook events. Because I was on Friendster, I was losing out on all this invitation, right? Because everybody was organizing futsal on Facebook. and I wasn't getting invited because I was not there. So because of that, I have to join, right? I was forced to join Facebook.
Peer pressure, pretty much.
Peer pressure, but also because the tool, right? Because Facebook had that tool where you can create events. Friends that didn't have. So simply for that reason, I'm sure a lot of people like me also were forced to migrate at that point, because all the birthday parties and futsal events and everything, mamak sessions were all being created. Because at that time, right? I mean, even WhatsApp wasn't that big, right?
Yeah.
So that was the only way you can create an event and then invite all your friends. Now you do it in a WhatsApp group, right? So I think that's also how Facebook probably grew initially. So purely because of the kind of tools they provided, which until now I think they're doing that kind of well, right? Like Facebook groups, for example.
Yeah, I think Facebook group is good. I think Facebook Marketplace is useful as well. These are basically just the two things that I use on my secondary account. The interesting story is, in 2016, I quit Facebook. So I had like probably 4,000 friends or something,
all right,
or more than that. I decided to, that's it. I don't have Facebook anymore. I'm quitting. Backed up my data and just deleted my account. So I have a secondary account which I use now, purely to manage pages and also
for admin purposes.
Yeah, admin purposes, and also to participate in the.
So I had two accounts last time. One to like admin stuff and one for my personal. And the admin one got blocked by Facebook.
Oh, really?
They said apparently every user can only have one, and you can't have a company account, right? Because now they have Meta Business and all. Last time they didn't have. But they said no, you have to manage all this using your one primary account, because we detected you have a duplicate account. They just blocked it off. So that was basically
a lot of people did that as well, registering a company account, to as a Facebook personal.
But according to their TNC, apparently it's not allowed. Everybody must have a personal account. You're not allowed to create you can't create a profile. Using
a business profile.
You need to create a page, right? But I see some people.
Those were newer tools, I think, that they introduced.
I'm actually seeing so many people with their friends profile, like the user profile with the company name as well, but they're not getting blocked. So I don't know how Facebook, they never explain to you anyway. They will never give you explanation on why they do what they do. So we just have to kind of play by their rules, right?